Hey guys, Susie here from Cape Breton, Nova Scotia. Welcome to my 13-week pregnancy update. I'm very excited to be 13 weeks pregnant. If you haven't noticed, I'm shooting this video outside today. I'm actually on my front step, and you might hear a lot of background noise because the kids are swimming in our pool, and my neighbors also have a pool, and they're sitting out there right now. So I'm a little embarrassed to be talking to myself, but you know what? You gotta do what you gotta do. Yeah. So anyway, I'm 13 weeks pregnant. The baby is about the size of a kiwi now, and everything on the baby is developed. It's just continuing to grow. So I don't have that much of an update as far as the baby goes, but I did have my ultrasound at the IWK this week. So I'm going to show you a picture, and I'm going to talk about something that I think is like really interesting. So anyway, because I'm considered high risk because of my miscarriages and my age, I went to like the specialized children's hospital to have an ultrasound and talk to a doctor there, and they're going to follow my pregnancy. But anyway, it was actually on my birthday, which was July 30th. We drove up and had our ultrasound and then drove home the same day. But I learned some really cool stuff, like I was going to say, and I'm really glad that we went, and I can't wait to go back. So anyway, this is my ultrasound photo, and it's really hard to tell in this picture, but isn't the baby cute? But see this area right here? This is actually like the top part of my uterus. And I was always told that I had a big fibroid right there. And I've had multiple ultrasounds, and I had an ultrasound by a surgeon, and they kind of all said the same thing. The only thing is that, like, I live in a really small town, and the technology that we have isn't like as good as what they have at the IWK. So anyway, turns out that's not a fibroid. I actually have, I can't pronounce it, like a bicornuate or bicornuated uterus. So I have like a heart-shaped uterus. So like usually the top of the uterus is kind of opened up like this, and mine kind of comes and dips down into a heart. They call this part the septum, which is kind of rare. And the only real thing that is concerning is that this part, or the septum, doesn't have a whole lot of vascularity. So one of the main, what's the word I'm looking for? Not side effects. One of the main problems associated with having this is that you can have a hard time conceiving, or you can have early miscarriages, because if the baby tries to implant right here, or if the placenta starts to form in this area, there's not enough of a blood supply. So eventually it just stops being viable, and you miscarry. But the doctor did tell me that at this point, I don't really have anything to worry about. The other thing that you would have to worry about is that because everything is a little bit more crammed and more narrow, sometimes there's not enough room for the baby, and you can go into like preterm labor, or you have to have a C-section for sure, because the baby doesn't have enough room to turn. But because I had Wilson, and he was almost 8 pounds, and he turned head down the day that I went into labor, and I had a natural birth, the doctor doesn't think that I have anything to worry about. So it was really great to see this, and it was really nice to go up there. I've never had an ultrasound before that the doctor actually sits with you and the technician, and they talk about your ultrasound. So I just really loved that experience, and again, I can't wait to go back. The other kind of positive thing that happened is I've been doing genetic screening for things like Down syndrome and other like genetic abnormalities. And somebody said something kind of rude to me the other day, and I just kind of wanted to like get this off my chest, I guess. They said something like, well, you know, if there's anything wrong with the baby, would you do anything? And I think what they were saying was like, would you have an abortion, or would you like abort the pregnancy? And that just kind of made me sad, and it insulted me a little bit. The reason that I'm having it done is because if I was going to have a baby with Down syndrome or some other type of like disability or anything like that, I would want to know before I give birth, because I would want to be like really prepared. So I would want to have all kinds of supports in place, and just kind of prepare myself for that mentally, and like prepare myself with any type of appointments with specialists that I would need and things like that, and prepare my family, because one thing that would be really sad to me would be if I gave birth to a baby that had special needs and people felt like disappointed or felt like they had to console me or something like that. I just think that it would put like a negative spin on something that is wonderful, which is the birth of your child, no matter what, you know, what that entails. So anyway, so that's why I had all that stuff done. But the good news is all that stuff was really low. So they give you like basically like percentages of a chance that you would have a baby with different types of genetic abnormalities, and all of my tests were like really, really low, which is really good. So that was great. So that's all that's going on really with the baby. Guys, my hair is still like wet on the bottom. Like I'm literally like swimming in our backyard today all day. I'm gonna take the camera out back and show you guys Will at the end of the video because he's so cute. But I figured, again, like if I didn't shoot this now, I wasn't going to shoot it at all because it's like 35 degrees out. My symptoms for 13 weeks, and I am almost 14 weeks now, my symptoms for week 13, I should say, are that I'm out of breath a lot more, especially if I'm talking a lot. I get really out of breath. And I remember having the same thing with Will. And when I was pregnant with Will, I was in really, really good shape. Like I was running, I was in really good cardiovascular shape. So I don't think it's related to being in shape or out of shape. I just think it's, you know, a symptom that comes along with pregnancy. Very out of breath. My nausea is definitely going down. It's still there, especially in the evenings. I still have a lot of food aversion, so like the idea of food doesn't really appeal to me, but from breakfast until about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I have an appetite and I have been eating. So that is really good. As far as food cravings goes, I don't really have any. I have like more like food aversions. I was craving turkey dinner, but again, I can't eat past like 2 o'clock or I start to feel sick. So the last 2 days at lunchtime at work in the cafeteria, they had like real turkey dinner with like turkey and gravy and stuffing and vegetables and cranberry sauce and all that. So I ate that 2 days in a row, and I've been kind of craving onion rings. And my husband and I, when we drove to Halifax, he took me like to this cute diner on the way home, and I got onion rings and they were amazing. So that's about it. What else? I wrote a couple things down. Did you guys see that comedy video that I did? This is totally unrelated to my pregnancy, but I did this video like almost a year ago with these two comedians from Cape Breton, where they like do my makeup and stuff like that. And I forgot to talk about it on my channel because it's part of their channel, but I'm going to leave a link to it in the description box below because it is really hilarious. I'm acting, obviously, and I'm playing like kind of the serious character. But it's still pretty funny. So if you're interested in that, check out the link below. But anyway, that was random. Back to my pregnancy symptoms. The other thing is that I'm finding it like a little bit hard to sleep at night, but that might be related to the heat. I've been getting kind of headaches on and off. I had that with Wilson. My fatigue is getting better, like I'm not as tired. I talked in other videos about how I get like anxiety and depression when I'm pregnant, and that is gone. So I am in the second trimester, and just like my first pregnancy, as soon as the second trimester came, I felt a lot more like myself. So I'm still tired, I'm still nauseated, but I'm a lot more clear and I'm more rational, and I just feel like myself. So I'm just really, really excited about that. Gender. So I talked about like not knowing the baby's gender in the last video, and I still don't know, and I am going to find out. They tried to have like a sneak peek when I was at the IWK, but the baby was kind of like wedged over to one side and wouldn't move. But don't know what we're having. But we do know names now. So I've always known my boy's name, like forever. Like I've known what I was going to name my little boy since I was pregnant with Will. So we do have a boy's name, and I posted a video last week that we didn't have a girl's name and we needed help. But my husband actually came up with an awesome name that I love, and it's very unique, but not too crazy. It's not like pumpkin seed or anything like that. But I will definitely share that with you guys in a video soon. I'm going to share both of my names and also like do a video about baby names that I love, and a lot of them were suggested by you guys under my last video. But anyway, as far as the gender goes, still don't know. I kind of think it's a girl just because my pregnancy was so different. I would honestly be happy either way. I'd love to have a girl because I already have a boy. I would really love to have a boy because, and I think I've talked about this before, my sister-in-law lives across the street. Actually, this is funny. See that white house in the reflection in my window there? That is my sister-in-law's house. So her and her husband live over there, and they have 2 little girls that are like close to Wilson's age. And we do everything together. Sorry, there's a car driving by. But we do everything together. So, you know, there's the 2 little girls and then there's Wilson. I just think it would be nice for him to have like another little boy to play with. But yeah, I'm just excited to find out. And I will find out at my 20-week appointment at the IWK. If I can't wait that long, I may go to UC Baby at 18 weeks just to do like the cheap, like I think it's like $60, just the gender reveal ultrasound. They don't give you any pictures or anything. And it's just like a quick ultrasound, but I'm so like excited and impatient that I may end up doing that. My body is definitely changing and I definitely have a baby bump now, but I'm not wearing maternity clothes yet. Any of the maternity pants and leggings and things I have, like the part that goes over your bump, that part is still too big on me. And it's been like super hot here, so I'm basically just wearing a lot of like cheap little summer dresses. Like I got this at Urban Planet, which is a store for like 15-year-olds. But I wear like a lot of summer dresses and skirts and things like that that are just loose. But I'm not wearing any actual maternity clothes yet. But the maternity jeans that I bought, they almost fit me now, so I can see myself wearing those in the near future. And like last week I was talking about how like I hated my body and I felt disgusting. I actually like feel really good about myself now. So I know that a lot of that was hormones, and I'm glad that's over. But anyway guys, I'm going to show you my bump before I wrap this up, and then I'm just going to take the camera quick and show you guys like my backyard because I just want you to see Will and the kids. And then I'm going to wrap this up. But anyway guys, if you liked this video, I would really like to keep making pregnancy videos. I am going to make some hair videos again starting this week, but I'm really enjoying these pregnancy updates. So if you liked it, subscribe to my channel. You can give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and a big old thumbs down if you didn't like it. And I will see you very, very soon in my pregnancy update. Bye. Will! Look at mommy! Can you wave? Jeez. Can you see him in the viewfinder? What? Can you see him? Yeah. Hi, buddy!